For many years, dark rides were almost exclusive to Disney and Universal parks, but after a while, other parks started noticing that a theme park without dark rides is not complete. So they decided to catch up and create or renovate different dark rides for their parks. Today, we'll take a look at 12 immersive dark rides around the world. Labyrinth Minotauro, Terra Mítica, Spain. Sally Corp is a famed and beloved dark ride manufacturer, commonly known for their simple blacklight rides. But given the right budget, they go all out. Enter Labyrinth of the Minotaur, only at Spain's Terra Mítica. The fantastic built-out dark ride features trackless vehicles that can revolve to face particular scenes, complete animatronics, and one really cool feature. Riders who don't score enough are ejected from the ride at 2 early exit points. Instead of competing, guests have to work together to keep their collective scores high. Only teams who can do so get to the climactic finale, which features 6 12-foot-tall Minotaur animatronics in a dizzying finale showdown. Long story short, Minotaur gives a practical and interesting twist to the somewhat tired interactive dark ride genre, and does so with amazing style. Calico Mine Ride, Knott's Berry Farm, California. This ride is an absolute classic. Imagineers cite Knott's Berry Farm's Calico Mine Ride as the inspiration for Disneyland's Frontierland adventures just a few miles south, up to and including Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The dark ride opened in 1960, carrying a trainload of folks into the massive mining operation of Calico. The main attraction then and now is a towering hole that the train passes 3 separate times on 3 separate levels, with an entire crew of miners hard at work. By the 21st century, the ride was feeling distinctly dated, so Knott's, under the supervision of Cedar Fair's new CEO, a former president of Disneyland Resort down the road, poured money into the project. They rebuilt the ride from scratch with local specialists Garner Holt Productions Incorporated, who often work with Disney, to create a brand new, updated version of the historic ride. It now includes 50 more animatronics, bringing the ride's character total to 120, and updated show scenes, lighting, and sounds. As classic as ever, the ride's now infused with more life than ever. Justice League Battle for Metropolis, Six Flags Magic Mountain, Six Flags Over Texas, Six Flags St. Louis, Six Flags Great America, Six Flags Mexico. When you think of Six Flags, you probably don't think of elaborate dark rides. Indeed, the amusement parks carrying the Six Flags names are more commonly known for white-knuckle thrills, sometimes slapped with DC Comics superhero names. And yet, Justice League Battle for Metropolis bucks the trend. Frankly, many interactive dark rides often rest on their point-and-shoot laurels and forfeiting stories, characters, or effects. But Justice League Battle for Metropolis is a wonder. A few impressive full animatronic figures, a pretty compelling storyline, and smart budget versions of the motion simulated base in some of our favorites. Fata Morgana Efteling, Netherlands. Located in the enchanted forests of the Netherlands, Efteling is a historic and gorgeous park on par with, and predating, Disneyland's charm and romance. Originally based around a walk-through fairytale forest, Efteling today is a fully formed theme park of wonderful rides, often harkening back to its storybook origins. Chief among them is a host of dark rides that continue the park's fairytale settings, like Fata Morgana, the Forbidden City. Built in 1986, this ride is clearly Efteling's take on Pirates of the Caribbean. The 10-minute-long dark ride features 140 animatronics, recreating the story of 1001 Arabian Nights. The boat ride drifts through a jungle, the poor district of a town, a prison, a harbor, and more, all alive with bustling activities, sounds, lights, and people. Truly a wonder on par with Pirates at Magic Kingdom, Fata Morgana is a must-see. Valhalla, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Blackpool, England. Easily one of the premier dark rides in the United Kingdom, Valhalla at Blackpool Pleasure Beach is meant to depict the legendary journey to the afterlife world of the Vikings. The attraction is full of rocky corridors and animatronics, alongside real flames, water, and ice effects. The water tunnel is one of the signature moments of the ride, which also includes forwards and backwards tracks, and stunning visual special effects. Fans of Maelstrom will find something to enjoy in this Scandinavian journey. In other words, Valhalla is a must-ride, and it will be even better now that it will be refurbished for the 2nd time, and will be opening for the 2021 season. Haunted Mansion, Nobles, Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. Consistently voted by dark ride and funhouse enthusiast groups as the best classic dark ride on Earth, the unassuming Haunted Mansion at Noble's Family Amusement Park in Pennsylvania really is a treasure. Filled with classic jump scare gags hidden in the dark, the ride's classic carts zip around and through surprising scenes of simple figures that perform timeless stunts. Crashing through doors, loud noises, sudden lights drawing attention to approaching figures, and no chicken wire. Noble's is committed to maintaining and celebrating its classic dark ride. So as many fall to ruins, Haunted Mansion gets the care and attention it deserves year after year, preserving it for future generations of dark ride lovers. Mouseau Chocolate, Phantasialand, Brühl, Germany. Though many people applaud the technological marvel and fun behind Disney's Toy Story Midway Mania, they may not recognize that the technology is shared. At the under-recognized Phantasialand Park in Germany resides Mouseau Chocolate, a zippy, interactive dark ride that sends riders into a bakery armed with a pastry cream bag. The goal is to cause as much delicious chaos as possible in the kitchen. Truthfully, the ride itself is probably better themed than Midway Mania, with kitchen interiors and shadow gags filling the space between screens. Noah's Ark, Kennywood, West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. There was a time when you could barely manage to find a park without a Noah's Ark dark ride. Now, there is one left. One. In the whole world. Kennywood, near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, has always prided itself on its dark ride culture, with one dating back to 1901, and has taken special care to keep its Noah's Ark open. The walkthrough ride is part classical funhouse and part balancing act, as its lack of ADA compliance betrays its 1930s opening. The ride was given a modern updating in the 1990s with a new crashed elevator intro leading to skeleton-infested catacombs that terrified a generation of 90s kids. But in 2016, Kennywood went above and beyond to revert the classic to an earlier, more nostalgic recreation. Everything old is new again, including an iconic entrance down the squishy tongue of a water-spouting blue whale. On board, the attraction challenges guests to climb to the Ark, which rocks precariously back and forth all day and night. Inside, riders fall against walls and step on tricky floors while navigating the Ark's tight corridors, past animal animatronics and optical illusions. Oh, and there are ultra-tight, long stairways that lean forward and backward as the Ark rocks. Yikes. Still, Noah's Ark is a total classic and absolutely a perfect balance of timeless thrills and historic dark ride gags. Verbolten, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. An outlier on this list, we'd be remiss if we didn't include Verbolten, the multi-launch roller coaster at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Making your way through Greta and Gunter's tours and rentals, you learn that your gorgeous tour of the German countryside is about to begin. You'll see castles, meadows, seahorses, but, warns Goethe, you must not go near the Black Forest. It is strictly verboten. Of course, just a few turns out of the station, the ancient stone wall comes into view, and the car takes off. What follows is a darting, twisting, turning race through the sinister bioluminescent plants of the Black Forest. Surprisingly built out, the floor-to-ceiling trees and branches of the gnarled woods come shockingly close as the coaster train darts around the single source of light, the glowing moon. Then the train slows and encounters a static dark ride scene of theatrical lighting and sound, where one of 3 different scenarios come to life. Either a pack of sinister wolves surround the train, a raging lightning storm shakes the forest, or the riders become entranced by the siren-like chanting of the forest guardian spirit. After an unbelievable and world-class secret hidden in the forest, the train accelerates out of the dark ride and through a rousing roller coaster finale. While it may be a family coaster in disguise, Verbolten is also one of the smarter and more fun dark rides out there. Impressive from start to finish. Wacky Shack, Waldameer Park, Erie, Pennsylvania. It's unclear why Pennsylvania has done such a good job of maintaining old dark rides, but they have to be commended. Up north in Erie is Waldameer Park, a pay-per-ride wonderland of classics that happens to include the original Wacky Shack by famed designer Bill Tracy. It opened in 1970, but operates today almost entirely unmodified. Tilted rooms, spinning tunnels, revolving barrels with dead bodies, skull spiders, fluorescent strobe rooms, and the unavoidable car horn and headlights gag are just some of the absolute classic scenes in the dark ride. Like Noble's Haunted Mansion, on the other side of the state, Wacky Shack just oozes classic style and timeless gags that will leave riders feeling they've lived a piece of history. Droomvoort, Efteling, Netherlands. From the same park that brought you Fata Morgana comes Droomvolt, Dreamflight, an out-of-this-world dark ride that sends guests flying to fantasy landscapes that you can hardly imagine. Forests, castles, gardens, and enchanted meadows, all filled with fairies, trolls, goblins, and more. Harnessing all of the fairy tales and storytelling prowess of Efteling, the ride is truly dreamlike as it floats through scenes, observing fantasy creatures at play. The ride's unforgettable finale sees the cabins spiral down a humongous diorama of a troll march. Put simply, Dreamflight might be the epitome of what storybook dark rides should be. It's charming, melodic, and simple, but entirely effective. It's no wonder that people often cite Dreamflight as one of the best dark rides in the world, even without the frills of interactivity, recognizable characters, or even a discernible plot. It's about artistry and beauty and building your own story, and that is worth something. Which of these amazing rides is your favorite? Go check out Theme Park Tourists for more info on these awesome rides and many more.